If you liked the video, click like. If you want to join the Little House on the Road family, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, Little House on the Road subscribers and followers. I want to talk about kids. I've made several videos, well I think two actually, one about kids camping and babies camping. And I'll put a link to one of them here. I can't put a link to both of them at the same time, so maybe I'll put one later. Look, here's the thing. I think kids spend way too much time locked in their rooms, watching TV, playing on their iPads, their computers, their telephones. I actually watched one video where there has been a study that kids are now bored. The Z generation is bored with the phone. All that information at their fingertips. They can look and study anything, and they just sit there and they just scroll. That's it. So, I mean, the information and the tools that they're being given, they're not even interested anymore. I remember when I was a kid, I would go outside and try to be creative and make things, build things, do things. Of course, I think I have somewhat of an engineering mind, a technical mind, so I would build things a lot out of just nothingness. I found some scrap lumber once, me and my friends. We had a ditch that we liked to go over, but we always had to get off our bikes, go past the ditch, and then we would go on down the road. Well, we found some scrap lumber and we built a fairly large bridge. It was large enough actually to ride our bike, not only ride our bikes over, but to ride a lawnmower over, which I had done. So it was pretty sturdy too. Now I'm older, I'm thinking, well, that was pretty dumb. Once it broke, but I don't know what a lawnmower weighs, 800 pounds, 500 pounds. So, I mean, it was pretty sturdy, and all us kids got on it. I can't even tell you how many kids were on it, 10 of us. So, it was a sturdy bridge. But that's the point, was we were able to go out and do it. Utah just passed a law. It's called the Kids Free Range Law. And what this means is that you're allowed now to let your kids go and roam free, play, walk home from school, if it's age appropriate. Parents, they feel like parents can use good common sense. Obviously, you wouldn't let a 3-year-old go play at the park by themselves, but a 10-year-old may be able to go play at the park by themselves for an hour. And so the law says that you can do that without fear of being charged with neglect. I had read one study or case that the parents let the kid play in the backyard for a little while, and the kid got hurt, and the parents were arrested. I'm not sure if they were charged. I don't remember, and I couldn't find the article again. But they were at least arrested for neglect for letting their kids play in the backyard unsupervised. Well, Utah has been looking at the research and doctor studies that's suggesting that over-supervision is causing more problems with children than letting them go out and play by themselves. I watched a documentary once. I don't know if we can apply this, but it makes sense in my head, where bears, the mother bear would let the cubs go and play and wrestle and roughhouse and be cubs. You see them rolling around, and they get kind of rough, and then they snip at each other. Dogs the same way. This playtime gives these bears life skills that they'll be able to use when they're older and have to hunt and fend for themselves. Well, if that's true, why doesn't that apply to human kids? Me learning how to, or trying to build a bridge that could have been catastrophic had it broke when we rode the lawnmower across it, I would have been creative enough to maybe become who I became. And, I worked in manufacturing, started my own consulting company, learned how to do processing and process efficient processes in manufacturing. All those things I think I can relate back to when I was a kid and I was trying to understand how these things worked. But if my grandmother at the time would have said, no, you can't build that bridge, what are you doing? I wouldn't have learned all that skill. It's too dangerous. You're going to ride the lawnmower over it? Well, I had to ride the lawnmower over it. In my mind, when I was a kid, I had to ride the lawnmower over it because I needed to make sure it was safe. So, all these things you learn as you grow up through play. As a lot of you know, if you watch any of my older videos, my daughter was homeschooled. We homeschooled her, and we were threatened a lot being called into the state for neglect and you know, all kinds of different things. Everybody had an opinion on how we were supposed to raise our kid. But let's go back to the homeschooling. She was primarily self-taught. Now, when I say that, I mean, we gave her the tools that she could learn from. And when she, I think when she turned 9 or 10 years old, the neighbor parent asked my daughter to come over and tutor their daughter. I thought that was fascinating, and Kendra was doing a great job with it, and the parent was really impressed, and the kid actually improved, the neighbor kid actually improved their math skills based on what Kendra had taught her. So, you know, I don't know if this is play or if it applies, but we let our child have the freedom to learn. She started college at 14 years old, and I was like, hey, look, all you naysayers, look at what she has accomplished. Well, it doesn't stop there. Now she's 20 years old. She's going to graduate this spring. Within 6 years, she's got two majors, made a 4.0. So the whole time she's just excelled through college. I think to almost the point she might have gotten bored sometimes. You know, the social skills. Oh, she didn't get any social skills growing up being homeschooled. Yes, she did. She learned how to, there's a lot of studies that suggested that she learned social skills from the time she played with her neighbor kids. More so than in school, because in school she didn't learn how to be a bully. She didn't learn how to do all those bad things, or she didn't learn how to be bullied. She learned how to play and learn and be creative. I think that is why we have so many problems in society. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.